A lot of people think that when it comes to self-improvement, it's all about maintaining a streak of good deeds. It's about maintaining a good streak, right? Whether, like no fab, conquering your lust, or having like a long streak or whatever. The man who relapses 8 times a night, 6 times a night, and still shows up the next day to crush his goals and to do everything that he said that he would do. He set out a plan and then he does it, is going to be better than the guy who has perfect discipline, is a complete monk, and still doesn't do nearly as much as the other guy did. The guy who's at his worst and shows up and does the work and sticks to the grind that he set out for himself will outperform people who are on day 30, day 90 of no or whatever, or, just have had perfect diet and gone to sleep but still can't stick to their goals. And I'm not saying that taking care of yourself doesn't matter, or keeping your streak or whatever doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that what matters is what you produce. And I've been able to build this body because of what I produce, because of what I do, because of how I think. My name's Chike, and I built a 10 out of 10 body through consistency. And I've been a lifelong gym rat, and I've had a natural love for fitness for over 9 years now. And I have nine, almost a decade's worth of experience when it comes down to the gym. And what I think is the most important thing, other than practical tips, form guides, and other things, is your mindset and how it is that you think about yourself and who you are as a person. Because I know that I'm fit because of who I am as a person. Someone who stays fit and goes to the gym is going to resistance train and is going to grow continuously until the day that he dies. And you need to be the exact same way. Not because it sounds cool, but because that's what actually gets people to the top 10% of good physiques. That's what actually drives people's success. It's having unconditional standards, because your standard as a person isn't based on how you perform at your best. It's not based on any condition. It's just your identity. If a person has a standard of hitting the gym 3 to 4 times a week versus the person who has a goal to hit 3 to 4 times a week, the person with the standard, obviously you can hear that and you understand that the guy with the standard to hit the gym 3 to 4 times a week is going to be more consistent. It's probably in better shape than the guy who simply just has a goal to hit the gym 3 to 4 times a week. The guy with the standard has programmed his mind to completely refuse and obliterate mediocrity within the self. You see a lot of people on self improvement who are trying to level up their discipline, they have this illusion of control. They think that because they've been on NoFap for 10 days, 12 days, maybe 20 days or whatever, maybe even a month, 3 months or whatever, or maybe they've fixed their diet and they've done things that are good to improve themselves. They've been disciplined on a certain aim for in a certain amount of time, but then they fall through. And then when they fall through, they have this excuse of, oh, I can't do this because I relapsed, or I can't work on my business because I relapsed, or I can't go to the gym because I did X, Y, and Z. Where that's actually an illusion. They weren't really truly disciplined. They just slipped up and then they stayed down. Why? It's because their discipline was based on a condition. Conditional discipline isn't really the discipline you need to become somebody in this world. Conditional discipline isn't really true discipline. It's just an idea. What you need is unconditional discipline, which is what is a standard. That's an identity. Because at the end of the day, productivity is what you produce. It's what you did that day. People think that productivity, you may think that productivity is, okay, I watched YouTube videos about fitness today and I added like lettuce on my burger so I'm more healthy. It's no, it's what did you do? How many calories did you actually eat this today? How many reps did you actually do in the gym? How many times did you actually go to the gym this week? What did you actually do? It's not asking you how many times you relapsed and went to the gym. It's not asking you how many times you relapsed and how many calories you ate. That stuff doesn't matter. The guy who sticks to his calorie deficit of 2,200 calories a day and relapses 3 times that week is going to make better progress than the guy who can't stick to his diet, who can't stick to his routine because he's going monk mode. And I'm not at all condoning relapsing. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying you need to understand the point, understand who you really are is you at your worst. And when you look at this graph right here, improvement is like this. It comes in waves. You do really good and then sometimes you fuck up. And it just repeats the process over and over. In your fitness journey, you're gonna do really good. You're gonna see a lot of games, and then you're gonna plateau and dip. It's gonna repeat. Same with self improvement. You're gonna be really consistent and doing really well for a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, maybe even a month, and then you'll fuck up somewhere, somehow. Eventually, it all happens. It happens to me. I've relapsed. I've missed out on workouts. I've had bad days. I've had my phases. But what was my standard? My standard was someone like, I'm still gonna go to the gym. I'm still gonna train abs. I'm still gonna hit legs. You have to be that guy that's going to perform at his worst. How you perform at your worst self is really you. So then what happens over time? As you enforce the conditional discipline, as you enforce the conditional discipline we talk about, as you start to stay consistent on the grind that you're doing, you will see yourself progressing and you'll reach these peaks. But then your baseline of who you are will start to actually raise. So this is the true definition of who you are. Your worst self gradually becomes better than your old best self. That's actually improvement. Look at who you are as a person. When you see, you used to be the guy who couldn't go to bed without eating Oreos and fudge brownies. But now you're a guy who you kind of feel sick even if you eat it twice in that week. I used to be a guy who, because in high school, I worked at fast food, I would eat the fast food there. But now I'm a guy who feels sick even when he eats fast food. I don't like fast food. I don't like the way it feels. I don't like the way that I feel when I eat that shit. It's the same way. Even if I were to relapse 10 times right now, I would still rather cook my food than order fast food. Even if I were to relapse 9 times right now, like right after I post this video, I'm still gonna be the guy that's gonna want to hit the gym. That pump is gonna suck ass and I'm not really gonna feel good, but I would rather do something productive than use it as an excuse to just kind of sit there and be docile. The self-improvement community is really good at shedding light on people who make progress and who they are, and shed light on how people are improving when it comes down to them sticking to their goals and et cetera, et cetera. But we seldom talk about the big cats in the world, the people who are actually like high performers, like Bradley Martin or any of these influencers that you may see out here. Maybe those guys are on steroids, but still people who are high performers, people who have businesses, who are really fit, who are like the top 10% of men, and they have horrible shitty days and maybe have times when like they crash out or have horrible habits, but the following day they still kill and murder their goals because that's just their identity. So you want to be a high performer, be your worst self. I'm not giving you permission to relapse or do anything, but next time you do, if you do the work that you said you were going to do anyway. Perform even when you're at your worst. Try and be as optimal with what it is that you said you're going to do as you possibly can immediately after you falling off the hinges or whatever, because that's your true definition of who you are. Now, just to be clear, you don't really have the luxury to fold. You don't have the luxury to fold. There are guys who are really successful and probably live like degenerates, or they probably cheat on their diet or whatever, but you're not them. You're not the guy who's already in top 10% shape and you can cheat on your diet and do whatever the fuck you want, or make bad decisions, or drink, or go on a drinking binge or whatever. You already know that. So don't use this as an excuse to fold. You're still building, you're still becoming a better man. Don't break consistency. Just show up no matter what your last night looked like. When you look at how self-improvement works, like at my old stage, me on my worst days, my dumbbell press was at 95 pounds for maybe like 4 to 6 reps, and this was me giving it all that I had. My DB press at a deficit, at a calorie deficit, when I was really feeling my worst, when I didn't have my best strength, was 95 pounds. Now when I'm on a calorie deficit, when I'm on a deficit, maybe I've skipped a meal or something fucked up, but I still went to the gym anyway. I'm now pushing 125-pound dumbbells for 4 to 6 reps, even when I'm on a deficit. That's improvement. My true muscle gains aren't what I am at a caloric surplus with perfect optimal amount of creatine stores in my muscles and the perfect amount of water stores in my muscles and fat and all these different things. It's what I am on days where I fuck up. That's how I see it. It's who I am. And I'm proud because when I'm on my bulking phase, or when I'm on the phase of like I've had perfect nutrition and I'm growing, I see that my muscles are getting stronger and stronger. But then on those days when I'm at my deficit, when I'm at my worst, and I see that I can still kind of keep up with that side of myself, I know that I actually got better. Who you are, your real strength, it's who you are in your deficit phase. It's who you are when you don't have like the perfect nutrition, or you don't have like the perfect sleep or whatever. That's your true strength. See how strong that person has gotten over the years and appreciate that, because the real goal of improvement, the real progress of improvement, isn't who you are again at your best self. This isn't you. That's the potential version of you. That's your potential, but it's who you are at your worst self. And I show guys how to become their better self in my course. I show them how to eat. I show them what workouts to do. I show them how to push themselves. I show them very simplified, just follow me style workouts, style, routine and course, so that you don't even really have to think about how to really build. You can just follow my example, follow what I do, and you'll get the body you need as long as you stay consistent. So if you're interested in that, top link in the description. If you want to learn more, go ahead and click on this video. Goodbye.